What's up, everybody, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are back at it again with another video. So before we get into this video, give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment in the comment section below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're new, leave a heart at the bottom. If you're old, say hey, how you doing? And we're gonna get on with this video. So today we're gonna be talking about communication is key in healthy relationships. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to bring up this topic is because I see and notice a lot of people struggle with communication in relationships. And I feel like communication plays a big part in relationships. And I feel like if you don't communicate with your partner, things are not going to go right. It's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of drama. And I feel like in order to keep a healthy relationship, you have to communicate. Communication is very, very important. And before you get into a relationship, I feel like you should learn how to communicate with your family, your friends, before you even get into a relationship. And then once you feel like you are ready to be in a relationship, and once you learn how to communicate through your friends and your family, then communication will come off so easy in your relationships. Now, communication is hard for others because sometimes they struggle with it, and I understand why, but I sometimes struggle with communication. Like, sometimes I don't have nothing to talk about, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it might get on my parents' nerves or my family nerves, and I will say, well, why you don't have nothing to talk about? You know what I'm saying? So I do struggle with communication. Now, when I get on this YouTube channel, I have a lot to talk about. It's weird. It just comes naturally. But when it's like in person with other people, it's like I struggle with things to talk about. But if I really, really want to be with you, and I really want to make this work, and I really want to have a relationship with you, my communication skills gonna go skyrocket high. And I feel like if you really, really want to be with somebody, you will communicate with them. I feel like people who don't communicate with their significant other don't really try hard enough, and I feel like they really don't want to be with them, because a person will communicate with you. They will. Let's say if, your partner struggles with calling you when they get off work, or calling you when you guys got plans and stuff like that, and you guys been going at it about this for a while, and you still see no change. If a person really, really wanted to communicate with you after they got off work, and after and if they wanted to make plans, they will. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't have to force communication. If you feel like you have to force communication, then maybe you shouldn't be with that person, because there's no excuse why you should be forcing somebody to communicate with you. You get what I'm saying? So if a person does not communicate with you, that starts a toxic relationship. And a lot of people, they don't really know how to start off a conversation. And sometimes I don't really know how to start off a conversation. But if I really want you, trust and believe that conversation is going to happen. You get what I'm saying? So, I practice with my family and friends with communicating and stuff like that. So, okay. So, with my grandparents, they would tell me to watch the news so we can have something to talk about. So I was struggling with that for a little bit, but I love my grandparents and I want to talk to them about different stuff. So beforehand, I wasn't looking at the news and stuff like that. But now I'm looking at the news, and I have the news come to my phone, and I read what comes to my phone every now and then. And now I have stuff to talk about, and I tell them what comes to my phone. So, and they get really happy when I am up to date with the news. And Sometimes with my mother, I would try to like bring up stuff to engage with the conversation, but it's kind of hard. But I at least try. So I'm not a person like if you tell me, oh, you need to have stuff to talk about. Oh, if I want to talk to you, I'm going to bring up stuff to talk about. So it's all about who you are dealing with. It's all about what person you are dealing with. Because if you're dealing with somebody who doesn't even try, that relationship is thrown out the window. It is thrown out the window. And this video could be relationships with your family, healthy relationships with your friends, or healthy relationships with your significant other. And communicating with people is not that hard. It is not that hard. And if you try, it will start coming naturally. If you keep trying, bringing up conversations, and just listening. Oh, and this is a part of communication. Listening to what the other person says. So if somebody is constantly telling you something and you're not following up through with it, then that's not communicating. But if you listen to the person and you follow through with it, then you're communicating with the other person. It's different ways on how people communicate. People communicate through text. People communicate through phone. People communicate through social media. People communicate through in person. But it's so many different ways on how you can communicate with your friends, your family, or your significant other. You just have to find the best way for you. And if you do, make sure you keep up with that, with the way that you're keeping up with. I'm going to try to get better with my communication as I grow within myself. And I feel like I have good communication with relationships. I definitely express what I want in my relationships, but I sometimes don't get it, and I think that's because of the other person, not necessarily because of me. Because if I'm expressing and communicating what I want out of the relationship and the other person is not getting it, that's their fault, and I should be leaving that relationship. And that's why I left so many relationships that I had, because the communication was off and it just wasn't going right and stuff like that. Guys, communication is very, very important. Anywhere you go, any person you deal with, communication is very important. So don't forget to communicate with your friends, your family, or your significant other, and just communicate with anybody that you meet, and watch how good it goes for you. So if you like this video, give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment in the comment section below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new, leave a heart at the bottom. If you're old, say, hey, how you doing? And what do I say at the end of every video? Deuces.